श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं। लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा। देवाय तस्मै नमः, देवाय तस्मै नमः, देवाय तस्मै नमः। We are studying from the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the 13th verse, which we studied last week, Sri Krishna talks about how he has permeated or pervaded the universe. Gam avishya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. With the help of my ojas, that means with the help of my power or with the help of my energy, I have pervaded the whole universe. Ojasa. Pushnami cha oshadhi sarvaha. I nourish the beings. So in Sri Krishna has already spoken there that yoga and kshema. Yoga is to get something that you have not got, and then after getting it to look after it. That means maintenance of it. So here in the second line of that verse he says, Pushnami cha oshadhi sarvaha. I am manifesting as the power or the energy in all beings, but also I am the one who make all beings function. Pushnami cha oshadhi sarvaha. Oshadhi here means all the herbs. Herbs is just a matter of explanation, but herbs also means all the whole of the earth, all the beings that are born and which are sustained. I am the sustainer of the universe. That is the idea that he gives. In the next verse, Sri Krishna talks in particular about how he enters the whole universe. Aham vaishvanaro bhutva pradinam dehamasritah pranapana samayuktaha pachamyannam chaturvidham aham vaishvanaraha bhutva praninam deham ashritaha. I manifest as the digestive fire. Praninam deham ashritaha. I manifest as the digestive fire, Vaishvanara. And in combination with the vital energies, prana, apana, samayukta, I digest the 4 kinds of food taken by them. He uses this very special word over here, Vaishvanara. There are 2 meanings of this term, Vaishvanara. One is Vishvesham Narayana Mayam, the intrinsic energy in all beings, God residing in all beings. That is the plain explanation of. The second explanation is Vaishvanaraha is God in his material concrete form of the waking state. That is to say, that's what Swami Vivekananda was doubtful. He said, do you want to say that this table is God, this chair is God, and the food is God? Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, they are. So here in this explanation it says, God is in his material concrete form of the waking state. He is the one who has become everything. That means he being and becoming is both his. And the third meaning is Aham Agnir Vaishvanaraha Ayam Antaha Purushe Yenedamannam Pachyate, from the Vedas, as the inner fire which digests all food. I am pervading the whole universe. See, matter has divine force in it, or divine energy in it, and with the help of this energy, matter develops various kinds of organic objects, and during the evolution it develops into various organic objects. So the Atman, or the divine in the form of Vaishvanara, with the instrument of this life force or Vaishvanara Agni, has the capacity to lead one either higher or lower in the course of the reincarnations. As a result of our karma, he leads us. So this leading to the manufacturing of higher or lower bodies is done with the help of prana and apana. That's what he says here, prana and apana. Prana is the life force which leads us higher. That is, that which enables us to become more and more perfect. Whereas apana is the same life force which drags one down to go back to the lower stages of life. See, there is a further explanation. Says the divine energy, Vaishvanara Agni, enters the bodies. That's what Sri Krishna is trying to mention here. He enters into the bodies and splits into prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana, and makes different actions as possible. Our breathing, for example, is possible due to this energy, and the heart beats and the blood flows due to this energy. A food that is eaten is digested due to this energy. So our self-effort is only restricted only up to the time we inhale or we eat something by the nose or through the tongue. Once it goes inside, it is this Vaishvanara Agni which takes hold of it and then will do its work. And he says, Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. I digest the 4 types of food we take. The 4 types of food that we take is Charva, Choshya, Lehya, Peya. That is the food that we chew, Charvya, Choshya, that which we drink, and Charva, Choshya, Lehya, that means that which we lick and that which we drink. drink and swallow that which we swallow. So once it goes inside, it is the Lord the five pranas that take in charge of that. And then it is converted to blood, and then to fat, and to bones, etc. So it's an extraordinary machine that's guided by the divine, by the pranas. So aham vaishvanaro bhutva pachami annam, based in the body of living beings. That is the very important word here, important phrase here. Based in the body of living beings. Where do I reside? I reside everywhere. So I reside everywhere, no doubt about that, but based in the body of living beings. I manifest as the digestive fire, and in combination with the vital energies known as prana and apana, digest the four kinds of food taken by them. So in the next verse, Sri Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattas smritirjnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. See, this is a very important phrase. Sarvasya cha aham hridi sannivishtaha. I reside in the hearts of all. Hridi sannivishtaha means residing or sitting in the hearts of all. Matta, from me, sitting there, what do I do? Mattaha smritihi jnanam apohanancha. From me arise the remembrance, smriti, I will explain it, and then jnanam, that is knowledge, apohanancha, that is forgetfulness also. Everything comes from me, that is the idea. And then vedaischa aham eva vedaihi sarvaihi vedaihi vedyaha. I am the one who needs to be known, or who is taught by the Vedas, or my existence is what is being taught by all the Vedas. Vedanta krit, that is the knower of the Veda, or the originator of the Veda is myself. So he says here that I stay in everyone, I abide in everyone as the self in all beings. I abide in everyone as the self. So I have established myself in the hearts of all beings, not only human but also in non-human beings or non-human species. Just as in solar energy, there is no two separate sources, one source. So there is no good solar or there is no evil solar or bad solar energy. So it is up to us how we utilize it. So when we burn a home, then it is, we call it evil fire. No, it is not so. And when I cook good food, then I will call it a good fire. No, you can't say that. So even what we call as an organic matter, that which smells, is food for the plants. So snake poison is very fatal, but yet we make lot of medicines out of the snake poison. So there is nothing absolutely bad or good. That is the idea. So he is there in all beings because he is there in all beings. Sri Ramakrishna says one person uses the lamp to read the Bhagavatam, another person to forge a document. So it is not to be, the light is not to be blamed for either reading the Bhagavatam or for forging a document. So he says, where do I live? Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Hridi sannivishtaha. I live in the heart. Heart means the center, in the middle. That means within everyone, and one can find it very safely in the heart. Sri Ramakrishna says that God lives in the drawing room. The heart is the drawing room of the heart of the Lord. The heart is the drawing room of the heart. The owner of the house can be seen in the drawing room of the house. Similarly, God can be experienced in the heart. That is why the heart center is considered very auspicious and also very safe for meditation. Some people meditate on the Sahasrara, that's okay, but then our gurus have always said that it is best to meditate on God and in the heart. So, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha mattaha smritihi. He says, mattaha smriti, from me comes out smriti. Smriti is memory. Memory also comes from the Lord. That is to say, He gives us memory. It is very important to have a good memory, to have a sound buddhi, a sound intellect. So the intellect draws its information from memory, and then it can make proper decisions. If its memory is failing, then it cannot make proper decisions. Mattaha smritihi jnanam. He says jnana means knowledge. So all of us have got knowledge, but the knowledge has been covered or enveloped by ajnana or ignorance. So it's like we have to remove it. We have to remove the dirt, or as Sri Ramakrishna says, just like the buckweed that covers the lake must be removed, then only can you see the clear water under it. So jnanam, so God is present in all beings as memory, as knowledge. And then he says apohanam. It's very interesting. See, sometimes I cause the loss or effacement of them also. That power also comes from me. See, if we just start remembering everything that we have done in the past life as well as in the present life, life will become extremely very fearful for us. You cannot just sleep if you start remembering everything that you have done in the past as well in present life. It will be extremely catastrophic, so to say. So another interpretation that is given is that the Lord also wants us to forget Him, or He makes us forget Him by getting us caught in the mire of Maya. So He binds us to the Maya, and Sri Ramakrishna gives that example of the popular play in India, that is touching the granny. The granny does not allow children to touch her, because once the granny is touched, the child will be out of the game or will pass out of the game. So He doesn't want us. He wants us to play this game called worldly living. So apohanam cha, therefore He makes us forget. There is another interpretation by some scholars that the Lord, that we have forgotten our real identity. We have forgotten our real identity because our smriti, or our remembrance of the divine, is very thin, or it is non-existent. The moment we start remembering the divine, then immediately the memory comes back, the thought comes back, and then we will be able to see Him, or we will be able to realize Him. These are some of the interpretations given here. Aham eva vedyaha. He says, Ahameva Vedyaha. That means the Vedas point out to me as the one thing to be known. Yasmin Vijñate Sarvamidam Vijñatam Bhavati iti, the Veda. The Upanishads say, the knowing me, knowing which everything else becomes known. So for the wise man, this aham in this verse means aham vaishvanaro bhutva. Aham means only the Atman. That means Atman alone exists, nothing else exists, which is the underlying reality behind all the phenomenal outside world. So he says, Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha Vedanta krit Veda videha chaham. Vedanta krit. Several interpretations are there. Veda means knowledge. That is the relation between the knower and the known is called as Veda. The scriptures are also known as the Vedas. That is true. And then Antakrit. Veda Antakrit. That which puts an end to the Triputi. Jnana, Jnatru, Jneya. That means the knowledge and the knower and the object to be known. All of this get merged in one. That is the Antakrit. Puts an end to the differentiation. Veda Antakrit. The knowledge that which puts an end to all the diversities or the differences. Vedanta Krit. So Ramanuja interprets it as Vedotitasya Phalasya Pradata. That means he is the one who gives the phala or the fruits of action according to what the Vedas have said. So that is another meaning. Further meaning is there that I am the creator of the Vedas and I am the knower of Vedas. Vedanta Krit. So two words. One Veda plus Antakrit. The other is Vedanta plus Krit. That means I am the one who has created the Vedas. We refer to Sri Ramakrishna's Gospel, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and I will read from that. He says, I asked the Divine Mother to teach me what is contained in the Vedas, Puranas and Tantras. She told me that the essence of Vedanta is that Brahman alone is real and the world illusory. The essence of the Gita is what you get by repeating the word Gita 10 times, which becomes Tagi, Tagi, Tagi. Gita, Gita becomes Tagi, Tagi, Tagi. That is, give up the world and take hold of the feet of the Lord. After God realization, Sri Ramakrishna says, how far below lie the Vedas, Vedanta, Puranas and Tantras, because they are external knowledge anyway. And I cannot utter Om in Samadhi, because that is also differentiating between the person who utters and the one that is to be known. I cannot utter Om in Samadhi unless I come down very far from the state of Samadhi. That is, once he was in that state of Samadhi, then he has become one with the divine. Brahmavit Brahmayeva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman itself. Vedantakrit Veda Videva Chaham. So he makes us forget. The idea is that I reside in all beings, but you cannot see me because I make you forget it. But on the other hand, I give you memory, I give you knowledge, and if you utilize it properly, if you can make it a spiritual practice to be guided by the proper memory and the proper jnana, then you will see me or you will realize me. That is one of the interpretations of this verse. sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. You go to the Lord and He will reveal everything to you, whatever has to be known. That is the idea. Dvavimau purushau loke ksharascha eva cha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutastho kshara uchyate. In the it is well known that there are two types of purushas, that is spirits or categories. The kshara or the perishable and akshara, the imperishable. The kshara consists of all the jivas in embodiment who are subject to change, while the akshara consists of the collectivity of liberated jivas who remain aloof from changeful matter and are unaffected by it. Or in the alternative, the creative power Maya Shakti, which is the source of all falsity and cause of endless samsara. Swami Tapasyananji, who has interpreted this, he says this passage 16 and 17 is very obscure because of the different meanings that have been given to the word kutastha in different interpretations. The meaning given to the word in the Advaitic commentary on the Gita, verse 6.7, is unshakable. Kutastha means unshakable and changeless. That is the common meaning of the word. But the same commentary interprets it also in a totally different way in Gita, 12th chapter, 3rd verse. This kuta is interpreted as the false and the evil. It is identified with Prakriti or Maya Shakti, which is the cause of falsity, bondage and evil of involvement in samsara. The Absolute is what presides over or underlies this principle of evil and falsity. As we already said, He is in the high and in the low. This same derivation is more or less applied in the present context also. And the Akshara Purusha referred to here is interpreted as Prakriti or Maya Shakti. This principle of falsity and evil causes samsara or the transmigratory cycle. Through other derivations also, the meaning of the word is established as Prakriti or Maya Shakti. So he has a very long interpretation of this one verse, Kshara and Akshara, so which we will not go into in great detail because it is quite academic in its in his character. So Kshara means that is Kshara means destructible, that which perishes. Those who are of us who are bound to this world or to this samsara are Kshara. That means we are the ones who are subject to death, decay and death, etc. So Sarvani Bhutani, he says, Kshara Dvavimau Purushau Loke Ksharascha Akshara Evacha Ksharaha Sarvani Bhutani. Sri Krishna himself interprets it and said, what is Kshara? Kshara is Sarvani Bhutani, you, me and all the objects in this universe, all the manifested universe is Kshara. We all live, die, again go back, and if we have made a lot of punyas, that means a lot of good deeds, we will remain in another better state and then have to come back again and experience this world and then be liberated out of this world. But the Akshara Purusha is the one eternal being that he calls as Kutastaha Aksharaha Uchyate. Kuta means actually the hub of a wheel is called as Kuta. So which always remains constant or steady. The wheel may be moving, but the hub is holding everything together and it is constant. So he is the ever constant, ever existent being, and he does not come or go, he does not undergo any change. So kutastaha aksharaha uchyate. Uttamah purushastvanyah paramatmetyudahritaha yo lokatrayamavishya bibhartyavyaya ishvaraha. But there is yet another Purusha known as the Supreme Being or the Purushottama, who is the highest of spirits and who pervades all the three worlds and sustains them. This chapter is known as Purushottama Yoga. So that he is mentioning here in this verse. But there is yet another Purusha, Uttamaha Purushaha, Anyaha Uttamaha Purushaha. What is he known as? Paramatma. He is known as Parama Atma. That means Supreme Being. Or he can also be called as the Supreme Self in all beings. And he is known as Purushottama, one who is the best. Uttama Purusha means one who is the best or the noblest of all beings. That means he being there, the whole universe exists. His very existence is the root of all beings or the root of all of the whole universe. That is the idea. And yo lokatrayam avishya, he has pervaded all the three worlds. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha. These are the three worlds. Bhuhu is the earth that we live in, and then Bhuvaha, that means the middle region, and then Swaha, that means the Swargaloka or the nether world, the worlds of the gods. So Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha. So these are traditionally Hinduism recognizes these three worlds. Beings live in all these three levels. Means beings on the earth, in the space, and then one beyond the space. So Paramatmetyo yo lokatrayam avishya. It is to say, it is just an allegory to say that everything is enveloped with the divine. Ishau asyam idam sarvam, who is the highest of all spirits. Yo lokatrayam avishya bibharti. Bibharti means one who sustains, one who gives food for us to live. Food means not only physical food but also spiritual food. Who sustains us. Saha Uttamaha Purushaha, that is that Supreme Being. But there is yet another Purusha known as the Supreme Being or the Purushottama, who is the highest of spirits and who pervades all the three worlds and sustains them. So one is Kshara Purusha, the other is Akshara Purusha. What he is talking about here is the Uttama Purusha or the Akshara Purusha. These two are interchangeable. Akshara Purusha or the Uttama Purusha, Purushottama. All of these point out to Purushottama, Uttamaha Purushaha. Yasmat Ksharamati Toham Aksharaadapi Chottamaha Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratitah Purushottamaha. As I transcend the perishable and I am also superior to the imperishable, I am well known as the Purushottama. Here he clarifies this. I am known as the Purushottama, the Supreme Being in both the Vedic and secular literature. See, both the Shruti and Smritis. It is pointed out towards the Purushottama. Shrutis also talk about the Purushottama and the Smritis also talk about the Purushottama. So Swami Tapasyananji has translated this as the secular literature. Smritis as secular literature, because it deals with the day-to-day learnings that we receive from the world and how to overcome the day-to-day problems that we face or day-to-day situations that we come across. That is why it is known as the secular literature. But both are spiritual literatures. Vedas also are spiritual literatures, and the secular smritis are also the spiritual literature. As I transcend the perishable and I'm also superior to the imperishable, I am well known as the Purushottama. I think he has covered it in the previous verse also. Yo mamevam asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. He who knows me in this way as the Purushottama, he understands the true nature of this, and he loves and adores me with his whole being. That is it. To know God is the goal of life. To love God also is the goal, is the practice by which we can know God. By loving God, we will be able to know means realize the divine. So he who knows me in this way, what is the way? As Purushottama, that he is the superior being. The divine is the one who is pervading the whole universe, and that he is the one who is in and through this universe. God and the world are not separate. I think this is the message that Sri Krishna likes to give here. Where is God? God is everywhere. He is present in you, in me, in everything that we see. Only we don't see or we don't experience the divine in the world. He is present everywhere because he has created. Tat srishtva tat eva anupravishat. Having created it, he has entered into everything. This is the Advaitic point of view, wherein it says he has become everything. That is where some philosophies do not recognize this, because the world is different and the God is different. That is their idea. That is perfectly acceptable. But as far as the Advaita philosophy is concerned, it emphasizes that there is nothing that is not divine. It is how we look at the world that makes the change within us. If we look at things as half full, then let it be half full. If we look at it as full or half empty, then that is also okay, whichever it is, half full or half empty, whichever way we look into it. If we think of the world as devoid of God, well, that is a person's intellectual capability or his spiritual development has only evolved up to that. So, but one who has known the divine, one who has experienced the divine, knows that the whole universe is his, that is the divine's. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Sri Krishna himself says it's very difficult to know that this whole universe is nothing but Sri Krishna's. That means it is he who has become everything. Samahatma sudurlabha. Difficult to find such people who have this experience. We will stop here. We have only, no, I think we will conclude it, this, because there is only one verse. Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanagha etad buddha buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata. Iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktam mayanagha. O sinless one. Anagha means O sinless one. Iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktam mayanaga. This spiritual doctrine, the most profound of all in the sacred lore, has now been revealed by me. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat. A true understanding of it makes a person really wise and established in a sense of total fulfillment. Total fulfillment means that he is one who becomes, one who knows the divine, becomes the divine. That is total fulfillment. See, here with this verse, Sri Krishna concludes this chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the 15th chapter, and we will conclude now. We will give a pause to the study of the Bhagavad Gita for some time, and we will not have the class next week because we have a satsang, and after that the next week we will not have any class, but from September onwards Swami Mahabodhananda will be taking the Sunday class. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrusham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogiridhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavapayaharam Sarvalokaikhanatham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.